Hey everybody, and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be working on this Fluval Evo. It's a 13.5 gallon, originally a marine tank that I've cleaned up really well. We are going to be using some spider wood and some moss, and we're going to make this into a super sweet shrimp tank. Let's go. So I think my plan here is to take these spiderwood pieces and get them inside here and see what needs to be done with them. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to trim a little bit on these to get them to sit the way that I want. I'm just gonna kind of play with this for a little bit and see if we can figure out the best way for it. Yeah, so we'll have to break a couple of pieces off here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this to the wall. Way about right there. I've got an idea. I'm going to use a Sharpie to mark where I'm going to put this. This side needs to be cleaned up. All right, so now that this piece is cleaned up, I'm gonna use some hot glue and get this attached to the back wall here. So now that we've got the initial hardscape in, I'm going to go ahead and start with some lava rocks. I'm going to use some active flora to fill out the bottom. This will get the biological filtration started and make a really good substrate for the plants. Just put a little bit of water in here so that active flora stays wet. This will also help to settle this sand down a little bit. So for this next part, I'm going to be using some moss, super glue, and paper towels. I like to take a piece of moss. This is a really good piece. I'll take this and I'll just set it on the paper towel, kind of dry it off a little bit. This will ensure that the super glue will stick to it. Next, we'll take our super glue and we're just going to lay down a very light bead right on top where we want the moss to go. Next, I'll take the moss, making sure that I've got the orientation correct on it. I'll place it where I want it to go. I'm going to try and take good care not to get it on my fingers, the super glue that is, because once it's stuck to you, it makes the rest of this process very difficult. You don't want to put the moss on too thick, because if you do, then the moss on top will block the light from the moss below, and it'll actually kill that moss, and it'll come off the log, and then it'll just float around the tank. Just want to wet this from time to time, keep the moss from drying out. All right, so now that that's all done, I think we can go ahead and take this contraption apart and slide it over to where it's going to belong. Get this thing full of water. right, now I think we can decide what goes in next. So it's the next day, and this has had an opportunity to clear up really nicely. And I'm going to start, I think, by putting some cryptocoreans in here. I can't find my usual tweezers, so I'm going to be using these comically large ones. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Subwassertang and just kind of poke it around. Because I'm kind of going for, it's Halloween, right? I'm thinking kind of a spooky vibe. Maybe some frog bit with its nice long roots to kind of help with that spooky theme. Now I think all we need is some spooky inhabitants. We're gonna do probably about, I don't know, 30 or so yellow goldback neocardinia shrimp in here. I think that's going to wrap this one up. These plants are going to be filling in over the next couple of weeks or months, and I think it's going to look really awesome in a little while. If you guys aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give it a like, share with your friends. I'll see you all in the next one.